Okay, fine, I will say it. January is my least favorite month. You take everything down from Christmas, it's just gray and cold and bleh, no Christmas lights. I'm not a fan. So to kick off 2023 videos here on my channel, I am bringing you a ton of fun, colorful, cheery Valentine's Day inspiration so you can get crafting and bring some color back into your home. This is Whiskey and Whit. My name is Whitney, and a huge welcome back to my whiskey craft buddies who come back week after week to DIY with me, and now in a new year. If you're not already a craft buddy, no worries, just hit subscribe down below and you can DIY along with us. So let's get into the projects.
To keep these projects nice and affordable, a lot of these are from the dollar store, specifically Dollar Tree, like this wood heart. I like to grab them and stain them and then give it this fun two-toned effect. It's really easy. You just grab some painter's tape or masking tape and then tape off and paint half of it. I'm using Cameo Pink here for the pink one, and then the red one, I just did the top half that I painted. I rehung it with some jute twine, and these things are ready to go. Super quick and easy. You could customize them however you want. You could leave them plain like I did, or you could add cut files, you could add photos, or have your kids paint on them. A ton of different options. Another fun way to add some color back in is with this faux milk jar. I like to use this brand of iced coffee that I find at Dollar Tree to get the fun glass jar, but if you can't find them or your store has won over to cans, just go ahead and grab a Starbucks Frappuccino, drink it, clean it off, and get rid of the sticker. Then I am mixing a little bit of light pink paint as well as white acrylic paint and a little bit of water right inside of that jar. I'm going to swish it around until I get a milk-like consistency. You want to thin out your paint enough that it will go and kind of slide around your jar, but you don't want it to be so thin that it is not a decent pink color. And you can add some more pink until you get the color that you want. Then I'm dumping that paint out onto a paper plate and letting it dry for a couple minutes upside down like this to let a lot of the bulk come out. Then, while it's still dry, I'm taking a paper towel and wiping around the top rim inside of the jar, and that's going to give you the line to make it look like it's full of milk, but there's still a little bit of openness at the top. It makes it look a little bit more realistic to me. I finished it off with a Dollar Tree paper straw, and this is a great addition to a tiered tray or a fun setup just to add some color. Every year for a lot of different seasons, Dollar Tree carries these fun, white, unfinished ceramic pieces. This mail truck for Valentine's Day is so cute, and Finn loves seeing the mail truck come by and deliver our mail. So I decided to make this over for him, and it was a pretty quick and easy process. You can use detailed paintbrushes or do what I do and use paint markers. It makes it so much easier to get into the details, and here the hearts went by so much quicker because I was able to just kind of color over where it was raised. I also pulled up an image of what a USPS truck looks like so I could create the red and blue stripes on the side just so it looked a little bit more authentic to the legit mail trucks that Finn loves. This is great for our tiered tray. Finn loves it. I have to put it up a little high though because he wants to play with it, but I think that's a good sign of a fun DIY that I knew he would love. Valentine's Day is not something you have to go all out for, but having some small pieces like this to add into your decor make it a lot easier to add some fun. So I like to grab these glass jars over in the cooking/kitchen section of Dollar Tree, remove the lids, and then remove the stickers. Then I'm going to take some of this fabric I had in my stash, but it originally came from Walmart. It's the Waverly brand, and you can do anything that makes you think of Valentine's Day. I'm going to cut down a piece that is bigger than my lid, and I'm going to trim it so it is a circle, but I've got about an inch of overhang around the outside. I'm going to add some hot glue to the top to make sure it doesn't move on me, as well as the sides, and then I'm going to tie it up with some red and white baker's twine. I had this left over from Christmas, and it is a great way to reuse a lot of your Christmas items, especially if it's just red and white and it doesn't scream Christmas. It's a great way to get some additional bang for your buck using it for Valentine's. Then to finish it off, I added this felt sticker I got from Dollar Tree to the front, and these are good to go. They'd be really cute in your kitchen or any other small little vignette setup where you need a little bit of color and a little bit of fun, but you don't want to take up a ton of space. It's also great for small apartments and things like that. Heading over to Target because I wanted to let you guys know about these awesome finds from Mondo Llama. I have been loving this brand. Each season, they have come out with some really awesome, really solid wood cutouts for a great price. So at Target, you will get 3 of these hearts for $5. They also have larger hearts where you get 1 for $5, but the 3 for $5 is comparable to Dollar Tree. You're going to spend about $1 more, but these are a really great quality piece. I started by staining them, and then I just dry brushed some paint over the top, red, pink, white, whatever you are feeling for your specific level of decor, level of color that you're comfortable with for Valentine's Day. And then I also got this set 4 pieces, which is XOXO, and these, if you bought them individually at Dollar Tree, it would be the same price because 4 at $1.25 gets you up to the $5 for the pack. Once they're all dry, you can decorate as you feel, and it was quick and easy and affordable to add some fun to your decor. These little wood Valentines were a hit last year, so I wanted to bring them back to show you guys how to make them in case you didn't get around to it or you would like to just make them this year. So you're going to start with some paint sticks for the smaller size, and we're using the ruler on the one side of your paint stick to cut 3-inch pieces up the side. Now, once you get to the end with the little curve on the paint stick, you can discard that piece. But once you have as many as you want, sand them down, and then I'm just painting them pink, red, and white. Once those are dry, you're going to draw on them to give them an envelope look. And then using these Dollar Tree felt stickers, I stock up on these every year. These are awesome. You just peel off the back, stick them down, and they've got a variety of different sizes. Now, to display my small ones, I use this gumball machine I got at Target last year, but this year Target has some awesome ones. They kind of look like a little popcorn machine, but this would be great for them as well. I stick a just empty plastic bag from a store, whatever you have on hand, in the bottom with some felt on top. So you only have to fill that top part and you don't have your Valentine's, wasting space in the bottom where people can't see them anyway. You can also do the same thing with a 1x3 like I'm doing here. It's around 20 bucks on Amazon. It doesn't take a lot of space to store and it really helps me cut things down quickly. You could also do the same motif on a larger sign. This is one I just had on hand that I decided to double up the stickers to cover up the black marker. And I've got a wide variety of sizes of Valentine's Day for some fun decor. You guys know over here at Whiskey and Whit, we love free printables, and so I've got a full pack of Valentine's Day ones for you. These were a huge hit last year. I had a subscriber send me a request to create something that looked like these Hobby Lobby ones that sold out super fast, so I was so happy to oblige. I not only did that, and I've got a pack to share with you guys, but this time last year, I also did a full walkthrough on how I create my printables in Canva. So if you want to check that out, be sure to head over to that video, which I will link up above as well as down below. It will walk you through slowly. This is sped up, but it will walk you through all of the things that I think of, how I add dimension and fun fonts and colors, and how I make it look fun. So check that out if you want to make your own printables. Coming out of the holiday season, I don't know about you, but our house is full of cardboard boxes still because we just got a lot of boxes for the holidays. So I decided to repurpose one and make a really fun cardboard garland. Cardboard is one of my favorite mediums to work with, especially lately, just because we have so much of it and it's free. It's already at my house, and so it saves it from a landfill, especially in areas that don't offer recycling. So I'm using that heart I got from Target just as a little tracer, but you could hand draw it. You could cut out something that you print out on your printer to cut out the hearts. And then the little rectangles I cut out, I just traced the outside in that same envelope motif with a white paint marker. These are my favorite from Amazon. I will link them down below. And then I also did the same thing, but with some little dashes. It just kind of switches it all up. I did the dashes on the hearts as well, and then finished off my envelopes the same way I've been doing all video with those heart stickers. I swear, I made so many things with this, and I still have probably half a bag left because you get 100 of them. So it is such a great deal for $1.25. They're also fun to put on your calendar. If you've got little kids, you can put them in their lunch. They're just really fun little felt stickers that I think are a great deal. Once it's all strung up, you can hang it wherever you want, and nobody would guess right away that it was free to you. And I love the red pop on the cardboard brown.
Hey friend, I hope you are loving these Valentine's Day projects as much as I am, and if you are, be sure to head down to the comments and leave me a little heart emoji. You can use whatever heart, whatever color that you're feeling, but just in honor of Valentine's Day. Leaving a comment on videos, whether it be a huge novel or an emoji, really helps us out as YouTube creators. It tells the platform that you guys like what we create. So be sure to do that and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it, because that would really help out my channel and I would so appreciate it. Now let's get back into the project.
One of my favorite seasonal things to do is grab some of these arrows at Dollar Tree and make them over. So you can either grab a wedding sign like this, or you can grab a wood sign, and you could do it either way. So for my wedding sign, I'm doing that in a very light pink color. And if you have trouble with a light pink covering it, start with a white chalk paint base coat, and then you can go ahead and go over with the pink, and that will help cover it. Then I cut out this free cut file that I will have for you over on my blog, and I'm using my Expressions vinyl paper transfer tape to transfer it. Now the type of vinyl that I like to use here is Oracle 651 matte white. It's permanent, and I also like to cut it on my Cricut machine on the iron-on setting. That helps with any frustration with those little like letters at the bottom, so just a little hack that I like to use there. So this first one, that's all you need to do, super quick and easy, and it sits up on its own, which is awesome as well. Now, if you can't find these or you want to do the wood route, I painted the wood one red, and you can find these in most crafter squares. It's one of those items that I can find in most Dollar Trees, which is awesome. And I did this step right up to the kissing booth, same thing, Expressions vinyl paper transfer tape that I will link down below. This thing is a game changer. I use this so much. It is my most recommended Cricut product that I use. Last year I saw at Hobby Lobby that they had some really cute small felt Valentines, and they were sold out at all the stores by me as well as online. So I decided to take some felt and make my own. So I took a piece that I had as scrap, I folded it in 2/3, and I created these long rectangles. Now you can make these rectangles as wide as you want, but you want it to be long enough that you can fold it over like an envelope here. Once you have it where you want it, I trimmed the top into a triangle so it would look like the edge of an envelope. Then I'm taking a dowel needle. I love having these for garlands and things, but it's also nice to do a quick little stitch with some white thread here that I also got at Dollar Tree. Now I'm going through just the back to hide the knot inside of my envelope, and then I'm just going to go around the outside with a simple stitch, just around and around and around and around. So up through the bottom, pull it through, loop it around, and I'm going to do that all the way up the side, around the top of that triangle, and I'm also going to do it down the other side. Once you've made it all the way around your envelope, tie it off in that bottom corner. I even went across the bottom just for texture details. Then we're gonna stuff the inside. I'd used a little bit of an old pillow, but you could use cotton balls, toilet paper, tissue paper, whatever you have to really like plump it up. You don't have to go out and buy something special for this, but stuff it. Don't overstuff it, but just get it nice and plump. Glue the flap down with some hot glue, and then we're going to take a little bit more hot glue to hook down the felt stickers that we've been using all video long. I just like to make sure it's not going to pop out on me. This is a great project to do while you are watching a movie or binging a Netflix show, and I think I'm going to make some more this year and create a garland, so stay tuned for that. I'll have more Valentine's Day content coming your way. This next technique I actually learned from my friend Tim Sievitz over on TikTok, and he used some of these silicone molds to create some fun little pieces and little shapes. So I grabbed some of these heart trays from Walmart, but you can get them at Dollar Tree typically. Michael's usually has them in the baking section, same with Hobby Lobby. At Hobby Lobby, they're usually in the seasonal section. You're gonna fill up your ice cube or silicone mold tray with hot glue, tap it down so everything settles, let it cool, and then you can pop them out and you've got these fun little shapes. Now what I decided to do was trim the edges just so I didn't have any wispies, and then I went through with some different colors of acrylic paint that resembled some conversation hearts. I did 2 coats of all of the colors, and once it was dry, I took a red Sharpie and wrote a variety of different sayings that I liked on the conversation hearts. I also did one with Finn and a heart for my son. I love how these turned out, and they're really cute for a tiered tray. And I also made this little cup or ramekin that it's sitting in. So I found my ramekins from Dollar Tree. I got red and white, but there's also options to get them at Target. These are from Walmart. They might be a little bit more expensive, but you just want to try to find some with a flatter edge, so then that way you could apply your decal. Now you could either go through with a paint marker and draw some hearts on there, but I decided to use this image from Cricut Design Space. I cut them out 1 inch tall, and I did them on red vinyl as well as white vinyl. I also cut out a fun little Hello Valentine motif with an offset, so I could apply that to a spatula as well. So once I had all of my stickers on my ramekins, I just did another piece of tissue paper and felt in the bottom to have them lift up, and then arrange them on the top. And then for my spatula, I just took my little offset piece, added my red Hello Valentine to the top, and applied it to my Dollar Tree spatula. It's nice to just add to a setup, and this is now no longer usable. It is just strictly for decor. Another fun Cricut project for Valentine's Day is this fun box. I originally painted it these lighter colors, and I decided that I wanted to add some white and red into the mix. And these are just little crates from Dollar Tree from the Crafter Square section. I had originally stained mine for another project, didn't use it. I painted it these pinks, didn't like it, didn't use it. So keep that stuff if you have a project that maybe goes awry, because you can always repaint something. Like, unless you straight up break it, you will be in a good spot to fix it. Then you can either take Dollar Tree's rub-on transfer letters or their sticker letters, or you can do what I did here and pick a font in Design Space and cut it 0.75 tall for Happy Valentine's Day. You could do hugs and kisses. There's a ton of different things you could do, but stick those on, add some baker's twine, and this is good to go in any little simple vignette. I got a ton of questions about this little mug sign. That is from Hobby Lobby, and I made the mug topper for my love mug. I will link that video down below to show you how to make your own if you would like one, and then I just move it from cup to cup each season. Now, I love a good buffalo check, and I kind of went a little hog wild on buffalo check a couple years ago, so I've kind of pulled back, but this is one of my favorite buffalo check signs I've done. This big one is from Hobby Lobby for the back, and then the front one is from Dollar Tree. You can also find heart cutouts at places like Walmart in their craft section if you can't find hearts at those other stores. So I started with my bigger of the two hearts, and I painted it white. Then I'm going to use some 1-inch painter's tape to create evenly spaced vertical stripes. So I'm going to put a piece down, I'm going to use a spacer piece of tape, and then I'm going to put another piece down. Continue that all the way across your sign, and then paint those with a light pink. Once those are dry, I'm peeling off my pieces of tape and I'm putting them to the side because I'm going to use them again. Now, you could leave it just like this if you just want the stripes. This looks nice, but I wanted to do the buffalo check. So I'm going to repeat the same step with doing the spacer piece horizontally. And then before I paint, I'm going to go through with a writing utensil. A pencil is usually best, but you could use a pen too. And you're going to mark where the white stripes are. That is going to tell you where to put your paint back to create the little boxes of your buffalo check. So once I had that all marked, I went through and did my horizontal pink stripes. And then while the painter's tape is still on, so you remove it for the first step, but the second step, leave it. And then you're going to use those little tick marks you made to put back those pieces you saved from the first step. You're essentially creating a grid, and this is going to make it so we can create little red boxes that line up where these stripes overlap that you see in a buffalo check. So once everything's back on there, I'm going through with some red acrylic paint to cover all of those squares. And then I let it dry probably not even halfway, maybe like 40%. And then I'm going to peel it all back to reveal a really fun buffalo check. Now for the front heart, I did the same thing that I did earlier on my two-tone hearts. I did red on the bottom. And then I added this cute little Be My Valentine cut file that I will have for you as well over on my blog to the front. You could also use this file on this hearts from the front. Once I did a little distressing with a sanding block, I glued my smaller heart onto my bigger heart, rehung the sign, and this is perfect for over a wreath or on your door. And the great thing is too, there's holes already in that bigger heart, so you don't have to worry about gluing on anything. It can definitely go on your front door. I love these rolling pins from Hobby Lobby, and they are a fun item to make over for any season. I started by staining all 3 of them in a mixture of either the whole rolling pin, just the center of the rolling pin, or the handles, just so I could get a little bit of variation. Went through with some red and pink paint to cover up what I wanted, and then I also used some fabric for the barrels of my rolling pins. And then to apply it, you just need to cut a piece the width of your rolling pin and then use some Mod Podge around the outside to seal it down with just a little foam brush that I'm using here. I also like to trim some pieces of the fabric to tie it on, just to add some different variations there. And then you can either add a Cricut decal or do what I'm doing here and write different words out with a paint marker. That's it, quick and easy. And if you get the container of the 3 rolling pins on sale at Hobby Lobby, you can make these for just a couple bucks. We had some extra drop cloths from our moving process, so I decided to use some of it to create a fun little Valentine. You can get these at Walmart, your local home improvement store, or you can even honestly get them on Amazon. They're everywhere. Now I'm going to do the same thing I did with my felt Valentines earlier. So I'm cutting a rectangle that is the width that I want my pillow. I'm cutting the flap so it looks like the edge of an envelope. Once I'm done, then I'm going through with the same stitching technique that I did with those little felt Valentines. So around the outside, up around the top, as well as down the bottom. Then we're going to stuff it with some more polyfill. Again, use what you have on hand, glue the flap down, and then I just folded in half a piece of felt to create a large heart because the stickers that I had just looked silly. They were way too small. So with some hot glue, it is stuck down and ready to be displayed. I also used some extra fabric from those rolling pins to create a stager pillow in the back. Super quick, easy, and fun. This time of year is great to find some items in Christmas or winter clearance that you can use for Valentine's DIYs. So these houses I found from Walmart in their Christmas clearance, and they were so cheap. I got them for a couple bucks. So I decided to go through and customize them by painting the doors and the little eave and the window pink and red. And if you can't find houses on sale, places like Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Joann's sell birdhouses like this that you could do a very similar look, or you could grab some of the Dollar Tree birdhouses and do it on a smaller scale as well. Once I had all of my pieces painted how I wanted, I took some little small pieces of felt, folded them in half, and cut them at an angle to create a little banner. So this is how I did the little scalloping at the bottom, just fold it in half and cut it. I did it in a variety of fabrics and colors of the felt, and then I'm just using hot glue to stick them onto just a little piece of red twine. With a couple dabs of hot glue, I was able to stick them onto the roof, and my little Valentine's houses are so cute. You can add the felt stickers like I did here, a variety of embellishments, but it is a really fun project. This would also be great for kids, so wherever you can find the houses, you can make it your own. Another fun thing to do with clearance is usually this time of year, about January, Hobby Lobby is really going to be getting rid of stuff so they can bring in all their new spring stuff. So I like to grab signs like this that have a great outside, but maybe don't have a saying in the front that I like. So I got a bunch of these for super cheap, $2 for these signs, and you can always paint them over. So for this one, I ended up taping the outside to save the border and painting the inside black. Then all you have to do is cut out whatever you want on your vinyl cutting machine as far as a saying. And I decided to do this more neutral vibe. So we're going to be the greatest love story this town's ever seen. It is a Landco song that Alex and I like. And all you have to do is put it right onto your sign. And I'm using the Expressions vinyl transfer tape again so I don't rip anything up. And this is super cute. It's great with my winter stuff here, but it's also a really great piece for Valentine's Day because it says love story. So you've got a lot of different options there. Now I wanted to leave you with some styling tips for Valentine's Day because so many of you ask, that's great that you could DIY that, but how do I implement that in my home and make it look styled? So one of my favorite things to do is to swap out your textiles. So Target usually has some great colored rugs. So does Hobby Lobby. Wherever you could find a red rug, these are great because I put it right underneath my traditional doormat and it just adds some color back in. I like that it's not red and green, it's not red and black buffalo check, and you can also use this into the summer for Memorial Day and 4th of July if you do patriotic decor, and then you can also break it back out for Christmas if you wanted to. Another thing I think people really overlook is the power of cozying up a corner. We had some extra dining room chairs in our old dining room. So this is our old house that I used to style. I haven't gotten my Valentine's Day up fully yet after Christmas. I am moving slow like a turtle, but I was able to find some fun things at Target and this blanket from the Pioneer Woman at Walmart. You can just add some textured pillows. This one's from the dollar spot, so you don't have to spend a ton of money. Just add a blanket, a couple pillows, and it looks nice and decorated, and it didn't take a ton of time. Another area I like to decorate is the kitchen counter / table. So I like to start by grounding it with a tray or this little charger that I got at Hobby Lobby. It's from their spring section last year, but it was such a great deal. I also found some pink glassware on clearance at Hobby Lobby, as well as these cute little picks for just a couple bucks. I also grabbed some of these letters at Hobby Lobby. You can get them half off when they're on sale for about $1.65 each. So I did some EXO, and I also grabbed the letters for love as well. I'm removing the little bows because I think they feel a little cheap to me. But once I took those off, I added those, one of my little ramekins, and then these are hearts just from the Target dollar spot, but you can really use whatever you have on hand that's either red or pink, or just add some fabric to it to add some color for minimal cost, minimal effort. I also love to decorate above the cabinets at our old house as well as this new house. And so I swapped out some of my winter stuff for a cute little Dollar Tree sign, Homes When I'm With You, a couple little towels, and a couple more of those Hobby Lobby picks. And then if you've got a formal dining room table, you can add something fun like a runner here. I took this right out of the package and realized it was incredibly wrinkled, so I will be sure to steam it. But then this flat tray is from Hobby Lobby. I have some winter greens that I'm just adding some color to there. It doesn't have to be crazy again. I've got a Valentine's Day candle and then some more of that reduced pink glass I got from Hobby Lobby. And that's another great thing. You don't have to have things that say Valentine's Day or in a heart shape. They could be in the color family and it could still work perfect for you. And finally, I love to decorate tiered trays. So here's my one from last year, and I wanted to show you really quickly how it came together. The tray itself is from Amazon. I ended up adding some different ceramic pieces to add red to it. The different items that we made in the video, the conversation hearts, a variety of little signs. And I love how that little spatula kind of peeks out, and you wouldn't necessarily think it's a spatula, but it adds some additional whimsy to the mix. I hope that helped. Happy decorating.
That's gonna do it for this first video of 2023. So crazy to be saying that, but I am so excited to have you here with me on another year of a DIY adventure. So thanks so much, and I cannot wait to show you what I have in store the rest of the year. I've got so many ideas up here that I cannot wait to share. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!